Welcome into the Xcellent 25 High School Football Ranking Show presented by the Army National Guard. I'm Zack Poff here on MaxPreps.com, and there was only one change in this week's top 25. Grayson and Allen switched spots after the Rams' impressive win against Hoover in their own backyard. Now, as you see on the top 25, the boys from Las Vegas, Nevada, Bishop Gorman, still remain the top dog, and they have won 49 games in a row, which is currently the third longest active winning streak among all 11-man football teams. Now listen, I know a lot of people are saying, hey, they aren't playing the toughest competition once the playoffs get here, but they did enough during their non-league schedule to finish the season number one. They beat the preseason number one team, St. Thomas Aquinas, in triple overtime, and that was their only one-score game so far here in 2016. They also beat SoCal Power, St. John Bosco, currently the number 12 team in the country. They went into Texas and beat a preseason top 5 team in Cedar Hill by 30 in their season opener. And as we saw with De La Salle a couple years ago, going into Texas is no easy task. They also beat Hawaii's top team, Kahuku, and Florida's number 4 team in the state, Cocoa, and Gorman is the only team to beat both of those teams. And against in-state opponents, they're doing everything they need to. They have outscored Nevada teams 296-13 in 5 games and posted 4 shutouts. And as you see on the screen, the number 24 team, East High School out in Salt Lake City, Utah, they're playing at a high level right now. They started their run at back-to-back 4A state crowns as they put a 70-point on the scoreboard in the first half alone against Skyline to win their first round playoff game by 50. And hey, how good of a senior season is Jalen Warren having? He has balled for 200-plus yards in 8 straight games, and he rushed for a season-high 270 yards and 6 touchdowns in last week's contest. He checks in as the 8th leading rusher in all of high school football with 2,426 yards. The Leopards have won 20 games in a row, but they're hoping they can hit that Michael Jordan number 23 because that would mean they win their second consecutive 4A state title. Now, looking at the Xcellent 25 rankings presented by the Army National Guard, you see 2 Georgia teams there in the top 10, and Mill Creek is another team just outside of the top 25. They're one of 5 bubble teams. And hey, how about those Grayson Rams though? They've won 8 in a row since its season opening loss to number 2 IMG Academy, and that game, I'll give them a little bit of leeway because it was their first game under new head coach Jeff Huron, so they were still getting acclimated a little bit, but boy, they are playing as good as anyone right now. Not many teams go into Hoover's backyard and win by 3 scores. The Alabama Power was one of 5 bubble teams last week, but the Rams popped their bubble and got their most impressive win of the season. This team is loaded with talent. 4-star defensive backs Jamice Williams and D'Angelo Gibbs are 2 of the best 2-way players in the country. 4-star Clemson commit Chase Bryce is one of the best quarterbacks in the biz. He helped Grayson put a 36 spot on Hoover, and just to show how impressive that is 1 point less than what Hoover had allowed over its last 7 games combined. And my guy, Owen Popo, a 5-star sophomore linebacker, is one of the best defensive players in the game regardless of class. I mean, you knew he was big time when he became the first freshman ever to be invited to the opening last summer. Man, I definitely can't wait for the 7A state playoffs in the state of Georgia. You're gonna have Grayson, Mill Creek, Roswell, and don't rule out Colquitt County, back-to-back state champs. They've currently won 6 games in a row after dropping their first 4. Well, that is all the time we have. I'm Zack Poff here on MaxPreps.com, and this has been the Xcellent 25 High School Football Ranking Show presented by the Army National Guard.